Hi, I wanted to take a moment to talk about how I set up this round tripping for the variables in Storyline and JavaScript. I'm doing a blog post over at elearningenhance.com, but this is kind of the finished product. In the blog post, you'll be able to, I have the instructions there, and you can also download the story file from there too, and play with this example. So here's the effect that we're trying to get. I'm telling my students to use a menu, so rather than have the custom menu or the built-in menu that drops out, in this case I have this custom menu that is popping in from the side, like that. And so the way I'm achieving that by having this slide in and out when I click this top bar is by what I'm calling round tripping the variable here. So let me pull up the file here. So my menu is actually on the master slide inside of Storyline. Here's the menu. Each button just jumps to a particular slide. Now, in order to trigger this menu to be displayed, or this layer, so I have the menu on its own layer. In order to trigger that, I have two triggers here. One is set to show the menu when my variable menu state is equal to n, and the other is set to hide that layer menu when the menu state is equal to out. So that's pretty straightforward, and you could put a button on there. You could put two buttons, one says in, one says out, and switch the value of menu state back and forth from in to out, and that menu would slide in and out when you click the button. But in this case, what we wanted was for that actual button to reside as part of our player skin on the outside here. And so the way we accomplish that is with this trigger. Now, since we can't, there's some limited actions here for items on the top bar. We can't hide or display a layer, and we can't set a variable. But what we can do is execute this JavaScript. And if I take a look at that JavaScript, we can see that what I'm doing is I'm getting the current player in JavaScript, and I'm grabbing the current menu state, whether it's in or out, and then I make a decision where I say if the menu state is out, then I want the player to set its variable menu state to in. So I'm basically just reversing this. And then if it was already in, then I tell it to set it to out. So what happens here is when the user clicks the menu button, it makes a call out from the Flash player to the JavaScript HTML container, which then evaluates the variable and resets it accordingly. Once it gets reset in the player, that triggers our trigger on the master slide to either hide or show, because these are set when that variable changes. So come on over to the eLearning Enhance blog. You can read more about this and grab these files. Thanks.